On the morning of my wedding, I went to pick up my fiancée, Jessica Miller. But before I could reach her, her best friend Kyle blocked the doorway with a grin and a paper in his hand. "Ethan, if you want to marry Jess, you need to pass a test," he said. "Answer these questions. Get at least 80% or no wedding." I looked at the paper and froze. The questions were disgusting things no friend should ever ask. Details about Jessica's body and her private life. I looked at Jessica, waiting for her to stop this, but Kyle cut me off. No helping. "Jess, if he doesn't know, he doesn't deserve you." Jessica just shrugged and smiled like it was fine. Something inside me snapped. I laughed, crumpled the paper and threw it at Kyle's face. His grin vanished. Kyle grabbed Jessica's arm. "Jess, he's only mad because he couldn't answer. Are you really letting him walk away?" Jessica glared at me. "Ethan, what's your problem? It's our wedding day. Can't you take a joke? Have you even read these questions?" I asked. She picked up the paper and went pale. But instead of ending it, she said, "It's just a prank. Don't be so serious." Her words cut deep. Memories rushed back. Times when Kyle joked by deleting my files, ruining contracts, or putting hot sauce in my drink. The worst was 2 months ago. He slipped peanut butter into my food, knowing I was allergic. I almost died. Jessica cried by my side that night, promising she'd make him pay. But the very next day, she brought him to my hospital bed and begged me to forgive him for her sake. And I gave in. Now here he was again, ruining my wedding. "Do you really want me to kneel and apologize to him?" I asked quietly. Jessica's face hardened. "Yes. Get down on your knees and say sorry. Don't ruin this day." Kyle smirked, waiting for me to break. Jessica added, "Do it for me. After today, we'll go on the honeymoon you wanted." I took off my jacket slowly, folded it, and placed it on the bed. Everyone thought I was about to kneel. Instead, I punched Kyle in the face. Blood poured from his nose. The room went silent. Jessica screamed, grabbing my arm. "How dare you hit him? Do you know what you've done? That's assault." I looked at her, tired. "Do you remember what you said after the peanut butter? You told me, well, you didn't die, so is it really that serious? If I had died, would you have defended him then too?" Kyle suddenly dropped to his knees, fake crying. "Ethan, it's all my fault. Please forgive me. I'll never come between you and Jess again." But he didn't move an inch. Jessica hugged him, patting his back. "It's not your fault, Kyle. Ethan just can't take a joke." My heart sank. Even now, she was defending him. Then Kyle smirked again. "If Ethan can get this angry today, I worry what he'll do after marriage. Maybe he has anger issues." His words made Jessica pale. She looked at me like I was dangerous. "Today? Are you going to kneel or not?" she asked coldly. I let out a bitter laugh. "And if I don't? Then forget about getting married," she snapped. I stared at her. "Fine, we're done. The wedding is off." Jessica froze, then laughed bitterly. "Fine. When you're ready to kneel and apologize to Kyle, we'll talk again." I shook my head and walked away. As I turned, Kyle shot me a look of victory. Jessica's temper flared. "Ethan, how many times?" "Kyle and I are just besties." The words left my mouth before I could stop them. Kind of besties who get naked and rub lotion on each other. My face went blank. I didn't notice the flash of fury in Kyle's eyes until he began slapping himself left, right, left hard across his face. His cheeks swelled and a trickle of blood appeared at his mouth. "Kyle!" Jessica shrieked, grabbing his hands. "Stop it." His face was a mess of snot and fake tears. "Ethan, I know I screwed up," he babbled. "I'm sorry I ruined your wedding. I shouldn't be here. I'll leave." He said he'd go, but didn't move. I watched the performance, unimpressed. Jessica clung to him, her eyes full of pain. "This isn't your fault," she said. "Why are you hitting yourself?" "No, Jess, it's all my fault," he insisted, burying his head. I was immature. I caused this. The more he confessed, the angrier Jessica got at me. "Ethan, are you happy now? Are you going to keep pushing until you drive him over the edge?" she demanded. Kyle looked at me through the swollen mess on his face. Ethan, if you're mad, just hit me. Please don't take it out on Jess. Slap, slap again. Wow, I muttered. First time someone asked me to? My hands stung from the previous blows. Then Jessica lunged at me like a wild thing and shoved me back. Ethan, are you insane? You actually hit him. He's just a kid who messes around. Her fury was animal. She was a panther between me and Kyle. Kyle's tears by then were genuine, but a small, triumphant smile tugged at his mouth. Are you happy now, Ethan? He asked, his voice soaked with spite. I just hope this doesn't ruin things between you and Jess. I didn't let him finish. I lunged and tackled him onto the sand, and the punches started one after another. Adrenaline took over. He grinned through it. Like the more I hit him, the more it would humiliate me later with Jessica. I kept going for what felt like 10 minutes. When his face was a bloody mess, he finally panicked and shielded his head, screaming, Jess, help me! He's going to kill me. I didn't want a murder charge, so when my arms felt like lead, I stopped, exhausted, and stood up gasping like a landed fish. A sharp blow cracked across my cheek. Jessica had hit me. The pain was hot. Her eyes filled with tears. Get out of here. I never want to see you again. Her words were final. A sarcastic smile touched my lips. Good, I said quietly. Let's make it permanent. Then I turned and walked away. You owe me an explanation. Jessica was stunned. She never expected me to speak to her like that. Hadn't I always bent over backward for her? What had gotten into Ethan lately? Was he trying to make her miserable? They were just best friends, she told herself. Why was he so jealous? And now he'd beaten Kyle to a pulp in front of her. Maybe he still loved her so much it made him lose control. Maybe she'd gone too far by letting her friendship with Kyle push Ethan's buttons. But then she remembered the contempt on my face as I walked away, and a cold unease settled in. No, this had to be a mistake. She was imagining things. After all, Ethan had promised to spend another $5 million to marry her. If that wasn't real love, what was? Their vacation had barely started, and Kyle was already in a Maldives hospital, so Jessica stayed to look after him. The day he was admitted, she posted an Instagram story tagging the hospital. She was sure that once he'd cooled off, Ethan would come to apologize. 5 days passed with no sign of him. Anxiety crept in. She picked up her phone to text, then tossed it aside in frustration. Just as she was about to call, Kyle limped into the room holding a takeout container. After 5 days, he's finally starting to heal, he said, and Jessica tried to hide her annoyance. This time, she vowed she wouldn't let him off easy. He would get on his knees and apologize. But another thought wormed in. What if Ethan had already gone back to the States? Pressing on, she said, You look mostly healed. We shouldn't waste time. Let's go home. Kyle immediately whined, grabbing her arm. But Jess, you promised a real vacation. His pout was pathetic. A cartoon of innocence, and a wave of revulsion washed over her. How had she become best friends with someone so bound? He was almost 30 and still played the kid, always calling her sis, using it to get handsy. Kyle, she said, patience thinning, it's just the two of us on this trip. It's not appropriate. Besides, I still have a fiancé. Kyle's eyes were wet with tears. I'm sorry. I only think of you as a big sister. He sniffled. Jessica sighed, tired and annoyed. She hugged him and said flatly, I'm just on edge. Kyle's face brightened. He pulled out a bottle of wine. Don't be sad, Jess. Ethan still loves you. He followed you all the way here, right? He must be crazy about you if he got jealous enough to hit me. Hearing that, some of Jessica's anxiety faded. Maybe Kyle was right. Maybe Ethan still loved her. Maybe she only needed to apologize and everything would be fine. But another voice whispered inside her. Why should she be the one to apologize? Kyle poured the wine and kept talking. He told her to stay calm, to wait for Ethan to come back on his knees. The wine, the exhaustion, and Kyle's company made her limbs heavy. Warmth spread through her. Kyle helped her lie on the hospital bed. His fingers brushed her thigh. Jessica froze. Her body went cold. She tried to pull away, but she had no strength. No, stop, she thought. Kyle's face lowered near her skirt. His breath burned her skin. Jess, I ruined your wedding night. Let me make it up to you tonight. You're so beautiful, he whispered. His sweet words broke the last of her resistance. That night blurred into a mistake. When Jessica woke, Kyle was naked beside her. She screamed. Kyle rubbed his eyes and pretended to be confused. What's wrong, Jess? She sobbed, burying her face. How could you do this? I'm your best friend. Kyle smirked. You wanted it too. Don't pretend. The memory of her weakness made her shake with shame. She glared at him. If you tell anyone what happened, I will destroy you. Kyle swore he would never tell. In that moment, she thought of me. Suddenly, my anger no longer seemed unforgivable. Anyone would be furious if humiliated on their wedding day. She picked up her phone and called me. The line was always busy. That's when she realized Daya had blocked her. Fine, she told herself. I'll play hard to get. She smirked and turned back to Kyle. It's none of your business. My phone buzzed. The caller ID said Kyle Peterson. I answered, annoyed. Are you ever going to quit? But it was Jessica's voice. It's me, Ethan. What do you want? Ethan, I know you realize you were wrong, and I forgive you. I'm flying back tomorrow. My flight lands at noon. I'm expecting a surprise. She hung up before I could reply. I frowned, confused. Then I remembered. The day I proposed, she had been with Kyle then too. I'd waited at the airport for 3 days. When she finally arrived, there were flowers, a red carpet, and I was on one knee. She called herself the happiest woman alive. Now she wanted me to recreate that moment. Fine. I would give her a surprise. I called my secretary. Terminate all contracts with Miller Corp. Hayes Corporation will never work with them again. Then I called my lawyer. Filed to recover the engagement ring, the down payment on the house, and the car I bought, Jessica Miller. She wanted a grand gesture. I hoped this one was big enough. The next day, her flight landed. No flowers. No red carpet. No me. Jessica's eyes widened. Fine, Ethan Hayes, she thought. I gave you the perfect chance, and you blew it. She clenched her fists, but inside doubt rose. My annoyed voice replayed in her head. Surely, I still loved her. Every time before, I forgave her. This time would be no different. Her phone rang. She smiled, expecting me. But it was her father, Jessica. Look what you've done, he shouted. Her stomach sank. What's wrong, Dad? He sent a video. It was her and Kyle in the hospital bed. Her flushed face. His hands on her body. You dare ask what's wrong? Hayes Corp just canceled all our contracts. And he's suing us for the money back? Jessica shook her head. No, this is fake. It's not real, her father roared. I don't care what you do. Get Ethan back, or I'll break your legs. He hung up. Jessica stood frozen. Then rage filled her eyes. She spun on Kyle our video. How did he get it? Kyle stuttered. She grabbed his phone. There it was, the video, sent to me with a taunting message. Hey bro, the car you locked in the garage. Just wanted you to see me redlining it. Her world shattered. Kyle dropped to his knees, grabbing her legs. Jess, forgive me. I did it because I love you. Ethan doesn't want you anymore. Be with me instead. You love me too, don't you? You always helped me relax. If you didn't love me, why'd you do that? Jessica's face turned white. She slapped him hard. Get away from me. I never want to see you again. Only now did she see her mistake. She had trusted Kyle. She had lost everything. She turned to leave, but Kyle grabbed her arm, bleeding and desperate. Don't be a fool, Jess. You're not actually going to find Ethan, are you? Her eyes burned. She crushed his hand under her heel until she heard a crack. Kyle screamed. Jessica's voice was icy. My business is none of your concern. And she stormed out. Kyle's laugh echoed behind her, wild and unhinged. Jessica, you still think Ethan Hayes will love you? Forget it. I saw it in his eyes. He's completely done with you. Jessica scoffed. She knew how much Ethan loved her. Still, she admitted to herself she had gone too far. It would take serious effort to win him back. She went home, slipped into a white sundress, the one I had chosen for her when we first started dating. I once told her she was as pure and beautiful as that white dress. She carefully did her makeup, spritzed on my favorite perfume, and washed her hair. The woman in the mirror had long flowing hair and a confident smile. Ethan Hayes, she thought. I admit I wronged you, but I'm coming to you with the utmost respect. What can't be forgiven? Half an hour later, she was knocking on my door. A beautiful young woman answered. Jessica froze. This woman was stunning, so much so that jealousy immediately burned in her chest. Honey, who is it? I called casually from the living room, my voice muffled. May I help you? Claire asked politely, ignoring Jessica's glare. Jessica's mind reeled, caught on that single word. Honey? What did I just call this woman? Honey. Her eyes darted past Claire and landed on framed photos inside the house wedding photos. Me and Claire, in an instant, everything clicked. Tears flooded her eyes. She shoved past Claire, screaming, Ethan, how could you do this to me? After I dressed up just to see you, even wore your favorite dress? This is how you repay me? How could you cheat on me? How dare you? Then she collapsed to the floor, sobbing. I took out my phone and held it in front of her face. The video of her and Kyle playing on a loop. She buried her head in her hands. No, I won T-Watch. That's not me. I called security. They dragged her out like a sack of garbage as she screamed, begged, and cried. Ethan, I know I was wrong. Please give me one more chance. Just like old times, I'm begging you. I shut the door, silencing her. That was the last time I ever saw her. She didn't even show up for court 3 days later. Unsurprisingly, I won the lawsuit. Jessica's family tried to dodge repayment, but the court forced them to pay back $3 million. Desperate, Jessica went to Kyle. At first, he thought she was there to rekindle things and was thrilled. But when he let his guard down, she attacked him. He never saw it coming. She stabbed him 18 times, 36 wounds. He was dead before he hit the ground. When police arrived, Jessica was kneeling in a pool of blood, muttering over and over, "It's all your fault. You're the one who made me this way." She was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Later, her father contacted me once, saying Jessica wanted to see me before her transfer. I refused. One ordinary autumn afternoon, sunlight streamed through the blinds, casting warm patterns across the floor. I sat on the sofa, holding Claire's hand. "Should we go visit my parents today?" I asked. She handed me a slice of orange she had just peeled. I popped it in my mouth. A sharp, sour taste burst on my tongue. "Wow, Claire, this orange is really sour," I said, sticking out my tongue. "Oh, is it?" she asked, puzzled, slipping a slice into her mouth. "Tastes fine to me. I don't know why, but lately I've really been craving sour things."